Anyway, I want to introduce our next speaker. Some of you may know her. She's going to talk a little bit about patient advocacy, what NCAN does, and why it's important to be a patient advocate, and most especially your own best advocate. So please give a hand to Maryann Wahmann.
I just need to click this.
Should be on. It's on. So that's forward.
Okay. Got it. Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed the lunch today. My cream puffs are outside, so I can't wait for this to be done. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about patient advocacy and, what we do at NCAN and how it is important for you to be your own patient advocate. So, as a neuroendocrine patient, we have a lot of real challenges with us. How many of us have been misdiagnosed or diagnosed with the wrong, diagnosed with the wrong disease, a long time of being misdiagnosed, a lack of therapies, and a lack of knowledge with the physicians of the new therapies coming out. And there is real slowness in the research. When Robert and I first started the foundation, at the time, there was only the Carcinoid Cancer Foundation, and their real focus was on research. And Robert and I really felt that we needed to reach out to the patients and get more advocacy out there, more awareness programs and things like that. So what we do is we try to get you to understand about your disease. We try to point you in the right direction to find doctors that actually know about this disease. A lot of doctors may only see one patient in their lifetime with this disease. So we try to point you into the right direction of maybe seeing a specialist. And I'm not saying seeing a specialist and staying there. I'm saying see a specialist, get an idea of what's going on. And most of the specialists are willing to work with your local doctor to get you the right care. We like to try to get you to understand about clinical trials and how to maybe get into a clinical trial if a clinical trial is good for you. And you should know the interaction and what order to do your treatments, because that's really, really important to know. And I know the problem can be overwhelming at times. Being a patient that was diagnosed in 2001 and being misdiagnosed for 7 years, I know the frustration that each one of you have gone through. Now, you can go onto the internet and get some information, but when you go on the internet, please, please, please verify the information that you're getting to make sure that it's an accurate resource. For instance, when I got diagnosed 15 years ago, it'll be 16 years in February, I went on the internet and it told me I was going to be dead in 5 years. And it was really, really scary. And, now the resources have changed, and a lot of the data that was available back then was old data. And there's a lot of new statistics right now. So we want you to turn to NCAN for kind of support. As many of you know, we have this hotline that's available 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and the phone is answered only by myself or Robert or our daughter Tricia, who happens to be also a patient herself and a caregiver of me. So the solution that we came up with after finding out that there really wasn't any resources for patients was to educate patients, to advocate, and to inspire patients, and to get the right disease, to get the right diagnosis and the right treatments for this disease. So our mission was to intensify the awareness in the medical community and the public. And how we did that was we chose the zebra as our logo. We were the first organization connected with neuroendocrine and carcinoid to use the zebra. Now it is worldwide. And a lot of people believe that it was because in medical school, doctors are taught, when hearing hoofbeat, think of horses, not zebras. Look for the common, not the uncommon. Well, we are uncommon, and we want them to look for the zebra. But the most important reason why Robert and I chose this back in 2003 was that just like every one of us, we are different. Our symptoms may be different. Our markers may be different. We may respond differently to treatments. Well, we're a zebra. Because No two zebras have the same stripes, and that's the real reason why Robert and I chose it, is because we are each different and individual, and we need individual care. We support groups around the country. We also provide funding to other organizations who do research, and that's our real mission. We've been in existence since 2003. In 2002, I took over the New York support group. This was not my plan in life. It kind of was thrown at me, but would never change anything. I have met the most amazing people doing this. Not only amazing doctors to work with, but amazing patients and advocacy and the pharmaceutical companies. I could never thank them enough for their love and support and financial support, but also moral support through this journey, and to make sure that each one of you get the care you need. So the patient hotline, like I said, is open 365 days a year, and my children will tell you, we run the foundation out of our home. If somebody over in France, or somebody over in Europe, or somebody in California calls at 9 o'clock at night, their time, in the middle of the night, my phone rings. And so it wakes up the whole family, but it's definitely worth it. We've done over 50 conferences. I believe, if I lost count, I believe we're at number 55 today. These are some pictures from some of our conferences. This was the University of Michigan. And what we do is we try to bring the world-renowned doctors to you, because some of you cannot travel. So we do have our national conference where we had in New Orleans. We had over 550 patients there. And so those who could not travel there, we do the regional conferences for you. So this way you get the same opportunity as everybody else. We like doing the support groups because nothing is better than going to a carcinoid or a neuroendocrine support group and actually speaking to somebody who has this disease. You know, there are a lot of support groups that the hospitals run, and they are for cancer, but unfortunately, they're not for neuroendocrine. We have a total set of different disease. Not only most of the time is it slow growing, but we have the diarrhea, we have the flushing, we have the heart palpitation, we have a whole bunch of symptoms that no other cancer group would ever understand. So what we need to do is kind of speak up and get kind of a community together to help us to, get through this journey. You know, patients need to be a key into getting research, or we encourage you to help raise funds for research because it is definitely needed. We hold the patient conferences and the worldwide events. Neck Cancer Day. New York State is one of the only states in the U.S. since 2007 that has declared Neck Cancer Awareness Month every year. We have our Strides for Stripes Zebra Walk. We just had it in October. It was our 8th annual. It's always a lot of fun. If you're in the area, you should come out. We have a DJ. We have a zebra walking around taking pictures, and it's just an overall great day for the family. And it brings the community together. We also have a gala. This year was our 13th annual gala, and we have over 150 prizes. Robin and I go out and collect prizes, and then we have this beautiful young lady sitting in the front and her family who donate a lot of the prizes to us. So we're very grateful for that. So our events in 2007 is a very busy year. We're going to be traveling a lot again, and we're going to be in Charlotte in March, in Lexington, Kentucky in April. In May, we're going to be in Seattle, Washington, and in October, we're going to be in Iowa City in Iowa. We have a lot of fundraising events and awareness events. Robert and I travel all over the country to do that. We're going to go to ASCO GI and have a table there because we need to reach the regular GI doctors. If you have a GI doctor that you're going to, I suggest that you contact us or have him contact us so we can send out an information packet, because we definitely need to get more GIs involved and educated about this disease, because many of us had gone to GI doctors and were misdiagnosed. We have a moonlight cruise going around Great South Bay in the spring. We're going to have a gala down in West Palm Beach, Florida. In June, we're going to go to ASCO. It's very important that Robin and I go to these events and have tables so we can meet doctors from around the world. We're going to have an Uncork the Cure at Osprey Dominion. Some people came last year. It was a lot of fun. And of course, our zebra walk. We do a virtual walk for those who can't be there that day. And we have a gala, and of course, our quarterly support group meetings. We were asked back in 2009, I believe it was, to spearhead the first worldwide Net Cancer Day. And Robert and I took that challenge very seriously. And later on, we invited different countries to join us. And it's now 2016, and we've had it every year. And it is a really great event to get awareness out there. In 2010, I was honored with the Warner Advocacy Award by Novartis. And this past month, with the thanks to all of you who voted, I won the award at the Academy of Oncology Nursing Navigators for 2016. And I have to tell you that they came over to me and I won by a landslide, and that's because many of you patients out there voted a lot, and I really appreciate it. In March, we set off our blog, and so our daughter Tricia, like I said, is a patient and a caregiver. Tricia was diagnosed in 2013, and so she started a blog, and we give out information of new medicine that's coming out and new clinical trials and things like that, so sign up for that. You know, like I said, our programs include the hotlines, patient conferences, support group meetings. We're going to be starting a new program, hopefully in the next year or so. We're going to start really pushing for fundraising. As many of you know, Dr. Warner has retired, and a lot of the older staff, older doctors that specialize in this disease are going to be retiring in the next 5 years. And we really need to start pushing to get new, fresh blood out there to learn about the disease. So this way, we as patients will have those doctors there for us. So we're going to be starting that fellowship program. So we're going to be sending out notices, and whatever you can give, we'll truly appreciate it. If you work for a company that matches funds, please let us know. We can send a letter and get that funding going. You know, we do the awareness items, and I encourage you again to go outside for Christmas presents. Come to our awareness events, come to our gala, come to our walks. How can you help us? You can come to these events. Even if you don't have the money to come, please just come anyway, because we really need to show as a community that we're sticking together. Unlike breast cancer and lung cancer and all those other cancers, we have to stick together because we have a rare disease, and there's nobody that's going to stand up for us unless we stand up for ourselves. So you need to show your support. Wear your pins, wear your bracelets. If you're online with somebody and you see somebody, talk to everybody about the disease, because you never know when that one person standing next to you might be that one that needs you sometime down the line. That has happened to us many times where we've found patients that we did not expect to. For instance, this summer when we had the Uncork the Cure, there was 4 families that happened to be at the winery between the hours of 12 and 4 while we were having our event. There were 4 different families who lost 4 different family members to this disease and had no idea that that fundraising event was going on, or had no idea that we even existed. So there are a lot more patients out there that are misdiagnosed or are not diagnosed, or diagnosed with irritable bowels, that need to be known and become aware of this disease. So, you know, it doesn't seem like much, but wearing your pin and bracelet, it is a conversation piece. We need you to definitely, you know, support wherever you can. And like I said, we understand this disease is very expensive, but if you have a company that you work for or something like that, see if they'll help us out. I really want to just go over quickly over some advocacy things that you need to know. When going to the doctor, it is important to write down your questions before going into the doctor's office. I know that sometimes you get overwhelmed at the doctor's office and you get a little flustered and you're like, you walk out the door and say, oh my God, I forgot to ask him this or whatever. Try to remember to write down the questions. always try to bring somebody with you to each appointment, because sometimes you get really upset about what's going on and you totally miss what the doctor says or misunderstand what the doctor says. By having somebody else there, it's somebody else to ask the questions or to listen to what's going on. It's very important that if you're not getting the treatment that you feel that you need to step up and ask the doctor. And if the doctor can't, sometimes you have to leave that doctor. Remember, this is your life you're fighting for, and we want you here a long time. So just remember those kind of things. And remember that we're here to support. If you need us, you know where to find us. Every piece of material has our telephone number. It rings at home. Give us a call. We're here to help. We encourage you to go back and during the next break and speak to the pharmaceutical companies about their drugs. We are so grateful for them because they're here to support us. And people think pharmaceutical companies are out for the money. They're not. We personally work with each and every one of these pharmaceutical companies. They are touched by this disease. They want to help us. To them, we are not money making. We are people, and they totally understand. I can't tell you, I go and speak around the country to these pharmaceutical companies, and just to give them a name and a face to the disease. And I can't tell you how many times I walk out of there and I get surrounded by the people saying, oh my God, thank you. I never realized how much I changed somebody's life. So please take those notes with you. And like I said, please be your own advocate. If you have any questions or you have any concerns, pick up the phone and call. Thank you.